Good morning, everyone. This is Shane Lee. Now, another thing to note is the sacrum here, right here, is off. It's supposed to be under this column here, right, in line with this, right. Well, mine goes to the right, right. This here is where the paralysis should be, right, from here, because that's part of the spine, right. Well, this here, all this here is supposed to be over there, right. That either indicates someone hit me with a weapon with a lot of force, right? Or somehow I landed abnormally in the fall, right? Can't prove which one, right? Because my last memory is of letting go of the roof and blacking out before I hit the bottom, right? Now again, this ain't to prove anything to you. I can't, because it's been too long to prove even a, assault with a deadly weapon, right? But the problem is the sacrum here is to the left, the right. Now this is the left side, this is the right. So this here should all be under here, right? So again, I'll show you that with a normal sacrum, right? By looking up a normal x-ray of the sacrum, right? Now see, all these here, they're in alignment with the spine, right? All. That, again, if I'm not paralyzed, means Jesus healed the paralysis, but he also knew I would have a side effect of pain, right? Now when you break a bone, arthritis is what sets in, right? It's not the paralysis that's the problem for Jesus to heal. It might be the pain, right? And that's where medical science comes in, right? Now, it's not that Jesus don't want to heal the pain, but that's normally associated with any broken bone, right? Now, they have me on Tylenol with codeine, and again, that's why. But that there is the normal where it's supposed to be, not to the right, right? Showing the fracture, right? Was pushed the whole sacrum to the right, right? So again, there's mine. This here is supposed to be over here, right? Right there, right there. Not way over there, right there. That means either somehow I landed catty corner on the left side and it all went to the right, right? So that's what they can neither prove nor disprove, right? Why I'm walking, right? And being doctors, they won't admit it because then it's a real miracle tracing all the way back to biblical times and the paralytic man Jesus healed, right? And see, they want freedom of religion, but they won't give me freedom of religion if I can prove Jesus can really heal, right? See, that's a catch-22 there too, right? But if Jesus healed me of the car accident or attack with a bat there, or whatever it was, I think it's Mark who tells the story first. Or it might be in all three differently, but Alright, here it is. And again, he entered into Capernaum after some days, and it was noised that he was in the house. And straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them, no, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto them, and they came unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of 4. And when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was, and when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. When Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven thee. But there were certain of the scribes sitting there, and reasoning in their hearts, Why doth this man thus speak blasphemy? Who can forgive sins but God only? And immediately when Jesus perceived in the Spirit that they so reasoned within themselves, he said unto them, Why reason ye these things in your hearts? Whether is it easier to say to the sick of the palsy, Thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, Arise and take up thy bed and walk? But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins, he said to the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, Arise and take up thy bed, and go thy way into thine house. And immediately he arose and took up the bed and went forth before them all, insomuch that they were all amazed and glorified God, saying, We never saw it on this fashion. Alright, let's see what the palsy actually is in medical science. Cerebral palsy, right? What is palsy disease? Cerebral palsy is a group of disorders Well, I was reading it. Why it went somewhere else, I have no idea. Ain't even touching the freaking computer. Of disorders that can involve brain and nervous system functions such as movement, learning, hearing, seeing, and thinking. There are several different types of cerebral palsy. And see, I'm not doing all this. The computer's acting on its own like it knows what I want to do. Or someone is distracting me with the computer, right? Humanly. And see, now it's going back to the other page. Again, acting crazy like someone else is controlling it. Quit controlling my computer, idiots. I see what you're doing. Signs and symptoms appear during infancy or preschool years in general. Cerebral palsy causes impaired movement associated with exaggerated reflexes, floppiness or rigidity of the limbs and trunk, abnormal posture, involuntary movements, unsteadiness or walking, or sometimes combinations of these. People with cerebral palsy may have difficulty with swallowing and commonly have eye muscle imbalance. People with cerebral palsy may have reduced range of motion at various the effects of cerebral palsy on function abilities varies greatly. Some people are able to walk while others aren't able to walk. Some people show normal to near normal intellectual functions, but others may have intellectual disabilities. Epilepsy, blindness, or deafness also may be present. People with cerebral palsy often have underlying developmental brain abnormalities. Now, I need to see if he healed the paralytic. nobody did heal someone with cerebral palsy. Which, if he healed me, he can prove a new miracle, right? That he can heal someone that's paralyzed, right? Now, this is a double new miracle, because if I was attacked with a bat or a windshield of a car fell on my head, that also should have paralyzed me, right? From the C1 down, which is where the break would have occurred, and compressed the spine as well, or a bat, and could do the same damage, right? And the same with the three-story fall, right? Either I was damaged and my sacrum was pushed to the right, it's supposed to be in the center. Obviously, that's why they told me I would be bedridden when I woke up, right? Because that would paralyze me, right? But I'm walking normally, alright? And I'm having to explain to these quack doctors who don't want to admit Jesus can even heal a paralyzed man, right? In the future, 2,000 years after he came to. The difference is, I believed whatever they did to me, Jesus would heal me, right? Even if you try to paralyze me or whatever, right? Now this also shows a widening right here in the bottom of as the spinal cord goes down. Now this here would cause severe pain too, right? If I'm not paralyzed. And this here is jutting out way more than it's supposed to, right? So again, the quack doctors are lying, and they know that would not only paralyze me, but would also make me bedridden and paralyze me from here on down. And if I'm not paralyzed, the consequences would be pain, as in of a broken bone that's not paralyzed, right?
In his
Alright, well, the palsy, or cerebral palsy, is what Jesus healed. Now, mine would be a new miracle, right? Because he didn't heal a paralytic. But I should be paralyzed from the car accident and the 3-story fall, from the C1 down, and from the sacrum down, right? Or the L, or the T12 on down, right? I think that's what they call the lumbar range. I mean that range. Alright, let me see what they call the lumbar range. Now, there are different segments of the spine, right? Now, there's the cervical spine, here to here, the thorax spine, here to here, the lumbar spine, here to here, and then the sacrum and coccyx. Now, from the L3 to 5, mine is separated by a lot, over about, say, a few millimeters, right? Now, the sacrum is supposed to be like that, and mine is jutting out, which is where the injury is, right? And it's to the right as well, right? And it's supposed to be to the left, I mean, in the center, right? So, mine is over this way, whereas theirs is normal, right? See, mine's way over here, right? It's supposed to be in here. Right? That proves either somehow I landed so catty corner after being knocked out, right? Or I was attacked with a nightstick or billy club, right? While in the Navy, while in the service, and the person attacking me used my schizophrenia diagnosis to do so, right? Hoping I wouldn't even survive, or if I did survive, I would wake up paralyzed. I did not. And again, the left side over here is turned in and supposed to be more even with the right. Right. Now you can see a fracture right in here still visible, right? So the right side ain't even fully healed, right? But I have no pain in the right side, but I do in the left, right? That's my weaker side, right? I have pain from here on down to my ankle, right? And sometimes the leg does feel numb, but I work through that, I know. Now I have to walk for more than 2 hours for it to feel numb, but I could walk the whole of Six Flags or even Disney without having to rest, right? But when I went there with Jonathan and then with my family, and before that, and I had problems walking through the park, right? Now I probably should have brought my cane though, at least. That would have been proof of the injury, right? Well, next time I will. Next time I will. Alright, and then there's the final slide, which again is where I'm talking about the lumbar region right here. From here, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. See how that's even? Right. Well, mine's jutting out, right? And see, the other injury is at the C1 and C2, right? Now, this is a new miracle, right? Because Jesus never healed a paralytic in the Bible. Dude. See how theirs is even and mine is not? Now, from here on down, I should be paralyzed, right? Two. Because the C1 is collapsed upon. See the difference here in the distance, right? Well, mine is too close together to be normal, right? And only a aluminum baseball bat or a windshield can do that kind of damage. That means I was assaulted with a deadly weapon, at least in the car accident. And that's the point, right? Now, if I wasn't assaulted with a deadly weapon in the 3-story fall, I somehow landed so badly that I alone, compared to others, which not many people survive 3-story falls, right? Unless into martial arts like I was, right? Which I could have caught the ledge instead of hitting the ledge. And if it happened within, say, 5 to 10 minutes, like with the car accident, I blacked out, right? That's all that means, right? Now, the last thing Jesus let me remember is letting go of the roof, right? For waking up in the hospital, right? That's also Jesus selecting the memory for me and blacking out the rest, right? So I don't remember it all, right? That's supposed to protect me and the person who attacked me, too. I know. Because wouldn't it piss you off if some asshole attacked you and you landed in a 3-story fall? No. Well, it does me, it does you. So let's go back here to the sacrum again. So again, see how theirs is in the center? Yours to the left, and mine way to the left, right? It's not even in the center anymore. It's way over to the right, That's why they said I would be bedridden when I woke up, right? But I didn't look at the x-rays. I got out of bed, prayed to Jesus to heal me, and believed He healed me. You can't do that yourselves, can you, anymore? What do I believe that you don't believe, right? Have a nice day. Bye-bye.